Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a private investment firm called Ouroboros. And they're asking a really provocative question. Can a company actually generate massive returns because it prioritizes doing social good? Now, they're betting the answer is a hard yes, and they've built their entire model around it. Let's dig in. So, at the very heart of Ouroboros, you're not going to find a spreadsheet. You're going to find a philosophy. Everything they do is driven by a mission, one that's centered on a pretty unexpected idea for an investment firm: community wellness. This right here, this is their North Star. Every single investment, every decision they make, it's all measured against this. Yeah, they want strong financial returns, of course, but they also have to create real, tangible value for communities. It's the foundation for their whole model.
So, what do they actually mean by community wellness? It's not just about building hospitals. For them, it's this huge, holistic idea. It covers the total health of a community, everything from the physical environment to the social glue that holds it all together.
Okay, so how do you turn a big idea like that into actual investments? Well, they focus on these 4 key areas. And for Ouroboros, this isn't just about feeling good, right? Their whole argument is that companies that nail these things are just fundamentally better businesses, set up for real, long-term success. Now, to really get why their approach is so different, we have to understand the problem they're trying to fix. And that problem, well, it starts with something they call the founder's dilemma. A really tough spot a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck in.
And that dilemma usually presents 2 paths, and honestly, they both have major flaws. On one side, you have venture capital, which is all about hypergrowth or die trying. It pushes founders into this relentless, distracting fundraising cycle. Then, on the other side, you have traditional buyouts, which can load up a company with debt, kill innovation, and often means the founder loses control of their own vision. For an entrepreneur, it can really feel like a lose-lose situation.
So, you're faced with these 2 imperfect choices. What do you do? Well, Ouroboros decided to just carve out a third path, one that's specifically designed to give you the best of both worlds without all the baggage.
And they call this new path Dequity. The name itself kind of gives the game away, doesn't it? It's a really clever blend of debt and equity.
What makes Dequity so different is its hybrid DNA. It's not some one-size-fits-all loan, and it's not a rigid ownership stake. Think of it more like adaptive capital. It's built to be flexible, to give a company exactly what it needs, when it needs it, but without all the toxic pressure that comes with the old ways of doing things. This whole approach is about building a better, smarter runway for a company to grow. So first, it gives them strategic cash that lets them scale up without forcing founders to give away huge chunks of their company. This means they can actually focus on running the business, not just chasing the next check. And maybe most important, the deal structure itself actually changes and evolves right along with the company, tweaking that debt and equity mix to match wherever the business is in its life cycle. Okay, an innovative idea is great, but you need some serious muscle, some serious capital to actually make it work. So let's look at the engine that's powering this whole strategy: the fund itself.
And yeah, they are absolutely operating at scale. Their first fund is a $1 billion vehicle. So this isn't some small little experiment. No, this is a major play in the private investment world.
Their sweet spot for an investment is somewhere between $10 and $100 million. And they're laser-focused on that often overlooked lower market. We're talking companies that are founder-led, family-owned, businesses that have proven their model, but just need that smart strategic capital to really hit the next level. And here it is. This is the why from a purely financial perspective. They believe this part of the market is just packed with untapped potential. By giving these companies not just money, but real strategic guidance, they're projecting returns that could blow both typical venture and buyout models out of the water. It's a really bold claim for sure, but it's backed by a very clear strategy. So, how in the world do they find these hidden gems? And how do they make sure these companies really line up with their wellness mission? Well, they've built a pretty powerful tool in-house to give them an edge. They call it Serpentel, and it's their proprietary AI platform. Now, this isn't about letting robots make the calls. It's about making their human experts even better. The AI acts like a superpowered research assistant, digging through mountains of data to flag high-potential companies, analyze risks with incredible precision, and serve up insights so the team can make smarter, faster, and more mission-driven decisions. All right, so let's pull all these pieces together. You've got a mission-driven philosophy, you've got this unique hybrid funding model called Dequity, and you've got a powerful AI engine helping to steer the ship. So what does this all add up to?
At the end of the day, the goal is total alignment. Ouroboros is trying to get away from that old zero-sum game. You know, where an investor's win sometimes feels like a founder's loss. Their Dequity model is built so that when a company succeeds in a healthy, sustainable way, literally everybody wins. The investors, the founders, and the community.
Ultimately, Ouroboros is making a huge bet here. They're betting that making a profit and having a positive purpose aren't two separate goals you have to balance. They think they're two sides of the very same coin. Their belief is that in the long run, the most valuable companies on Earth will be the ones that actually make all of our communities healthier. And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question. Is this the blueprint for the future of investing?